Boys and girls, this is the Undisputed Era. Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong, and you're listening to Going In Raw, baby.
This is the glorious one, Bobby Roode, and you're watching Going In Raw.
What's up, it's your girl, Sasha Banks, the Legit Boss, and you're watching Going In Raw. You like that?
Hey, friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
And welcome back to Going In Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you need to be listening to right here at youtube.com/Steven Larson. And available wherever podcasts can be found. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and the notify bell right next to it to make sure you always get your new Going In Raw notifications. We're also available on the Patreon at patreon.com/Steven Larson. We have a variety of award tiers. Yesterday, what are you peeping at over there?
I get the names of the new patrons right here, ready to go.
Wow. On top of it, Ghoul.
Yeah, I guess I'll see how long that lasts.
Yesterday on our bonus episode for patrons, we looked at Oscar nominations.
Yeah, we did our expert analysis. A couple of guys who've seen maybe 3 of the movies nominated for stuff.
And then we also did a dramatic retelling of Gabe Sapolsky's lengthy Twitter tirade against indie star wrestler David Starr. And we talked about that a little bit. Twitter drama is just too much. Anyways, at the $1 mark on Patreon, you get, if nothing else, you get a shout out and you get the show in audio form ad free.
You get one weekly bonus episode.
Yeah,
too.
that's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's a pretty good deal actually.
Yeah.
But if you want to, what new patrons do we have?
Stephen Bronner.
Oh wow.
And then John Smith.
Oh, the John Smith.
Oh.
Jason Dwyer is also a new channel member.
Welcome all. Thank you very much.
If you're a YouTube channel member, you get access to all that bonus content.
Yes,
it's lovely.
It's the best.
It's the best.
Thank you, everybody who subscribes as a patron, joins up YouTube channel member. Thank you very much. We could not do this without you.
Definitely true. Tyler Watkins here in the live chat says, "Are you guys going to review Takeover Blackpool 2?"
We did yesterday.
Yeah, we did. It was a very brief rundown of it. I mean, really, those takeovers are just like, they're just. We would just be sitting here reading off moves if it was like a review, because
we just kind of did an overview.
Yeah,
not a review.
Yeah,
an overview.
I don't think a whole review was really necessary.
It was a really good show.
We both really liked the show. Yeah, it was a blast. I liked watching it here with you.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, I wasn't being sarcastic.
No, I'm not being sarcastic either.
Really? That's genuine right there?
Yeah.
Aw, shucks is genuine?
Aw, shucks.
Good. I don't know what we're going to talk about an overrun today, but I guarantee it'll be great.
Can I say it tongue-in-cheek but not be sarcastic about it?
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Because it's like, I know what it is. It's like you want to protect yourself. You want to protect your image.
I don't want to be soft. I don't feel like I actually like you.
So you have to do it overboard.
Yeah.
But you're sincere. I get it.
Yeah.
I know where you're coming from.
Yeah.
So anyways, let's do some of these super chats real quick because they're talking about Raw. I thought Raw was fantastic.
Raw was fun.
Poke said, new faction name, the Messiah and the Disciples of Pain.
It's too long.
He said, nope, too long.
Someone else in chat said Second Coming. Apparently that's the name of Seth's theme too.
Oh, I like that.
That's really good.
That's the Second Coming. That's great.
No, that name's not bad. It's just too long. It's like, what's like the initials?
TMAT, or just be MD.
DMDOP. That's kind of too much.
Yeah, that's too much.
It's just a lot going on.
How about just, I like that, Second Coming.
Second Coming's pretty good.
SC.
Get a good logo on it.
Be Second Coming Unearthed, and then their logo could be SCU.
There you go.
Mike Lucas says,
or Second Coming Undisputed.
There you go. Just saw Chris Van Vliet's David Benoit interview. Must watch. Yeah, I wouldn't mind checking that out. Seems like an interesting fella. Tom talks rubbish. Going to secret cinema screening. Love all you do.
Woo.
Cool, man.
Secret, huh?
Than you. Secret. It's a secret. Best kept secret, man, is now part of the Second Coming, if we want to call it that for now. That ended Raw. I thought it was a really, really terrific way to end Raw.
Yeah.
Thought it was terrific. What'd you think?
No, it's fun. It's a fun show, and I appreciate how they handled the Buddy Murphy situation where following another loss to Alistair, he is a broken man. He thinks he knows things. He loses Alistair. He realizes he doesn't know anything. Mm-hmm. He's looking for answers. He is really the first one of Seth's disciples.
Yeah.
I mean, Seth joined Authors of Pain seemingly as equals. It was a relationship, if you take Seth's word for it, forced upon him by the fans.
Yeah.
So they weren't looking, AOP weren't looking for guidance in terms of how to correct the direction of their careers. Buddy, that seems to be the situation. He is very much looking to Seth for guidance, for knowledge, for inspiration, so he can beat Aleister Black.
My favorite part of the whole thing.
And that was pretty good.
My favorite part of the whole thing was Seth saying to Buddy, help us. Because this dude is helpless. He cannot figure out Aleister Black. He's sitting there, like you said, broken. He just sits there during the entire Eric Rowan thing, which I thought, oh, is he going to get involved in this? Is he going to just like destroy Eric Rowan real quick? And no, he sits there broken. Charlie tries to interview him. He says, no, go away. I can't right now. And then the top guy on Raw, the Messiah himself, goes down, very cultish, says, help us. And he has purpose.
He has meaning.
That was great. And the fact that they caught it, but it wasn't like mic'd, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was so good.
Master of Souls here in chat says, join the Dark Order. This would be like the Dark Order done right.
Yeah.
You don't need any of the kind of weird, kind of more overt cult type stuff.
It's so goofy.
With mass and like recruitments and orientations and any of that kind of stuff. It's and I can't believe I'm saying this for Raw. It, like in terms of subtle wrestling storytelling, that was really well done.
I was shocked. I was like, oh, wow. I did not see that coming.
And there wasn't like a whole thing where Seth grabbed the mic and was like, are you with us or against us? He just opened his arms.
Right. And it was, And
Buddy just smirked and hugged him.
Yeah.
And that's all it took.
Yeah. He welcomed in his arms. And I thought number one, that fist fight, I kind of wish they hadn't marketed it as a fist fight because that undersold what happened last night.
I know.
When Kevin Owens, I don't know if Kevin Owens saw when they first debuted that Raw stage, it wasn't where Kevin Owens like, I'm gonna run up that one.
I'm gonna jump off that half pipe there.
I'm gonna run up that thing one day because that was great. It was just all out chaos. I mean, I don't know what else they could have called it because it wasn't really. It was
couldn't
just
call it a street fight because street fight rules someone has to be pinned.
Yeah. Wasn't even a match. The ref just called it off. He was just like, okay, no, it's good. There's clearly a winner here. So, I mean, a fist fight is as apropos as anything.
Essentially, it's kind of a last man standing match without the 10 count.
But like with a ton of people involved.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. So, I don't know, whatever. A fist fight, it sounded goofy going in.
Yeah.
And it's just, you
think Brawl for All is what you think when you hear fist fight. Yeah.
You're still sort of, I'll say this, though. For Raw at this point, this is the first time in a long time that I can actually say I am looking forward to next week. It has been on a good roll lately, but you still have that, okay, but has that been a fluke? It can go at any point. It can still go down. I think that's still the case.
Oh, totally.
I just think that for my mind, as a fan, at this point, especially because of last night's episode, I'm like, okay, you got the benefit of the doubt for next week at least.
Yeah, exactly.
I think I'm on board.
The key is to see if they can start stringing together several episodes of this quality, and then maybe they can get some momentum going. People start talking about it,
and keep the long term. I mean, dude, and when I say long term vision or storyline, I think there's a couple ways you can interpret that. You can interpret it as, okay, well, you've got a 3-year plan, or like in the case of Naito over in New Japan, that's a
7-year story they were doing.
Exactly, yeah. And especially over the past 3 or 4 years when he really got hot. That's all well and good. That's great. But like even for WWE, for me, I'll be happy if you just give me like a month-to-month thing, And it's like this is the kind of thing where I'm not sure if when they got into the Buddy Murphy, Aleister Black thing, they knew what was going to happen. They knew this was going to the way it was going to take. But obviously at match 2 or definitely 3, they understood, okay, he's going to be broken, and that's going to be the impetus for joining Seth's group in a whole different storyline. That's what I want, man.
Yeah, I know.
I want this stuff to interweave. I want the entire episode to feel like it's one thing.
Exactly.
Like all these people are interwoven in some way,
wrestling,
shape, or form.
Exactly. Wrestling at its best is when it feels like a organic entity.
Yeah, totally.
Just kind of,
And then next week looks good. We've got Ray versus Andrade in that ladder match.
Yeah, we'll get more of this Buddy Seth stuff. Hopefully they don't belabor the point. They don't need like 20-minute exposition explaining why, who did what. You just watching how the story's played out, you completely understand. You don't need
the Buddy Murphy stuff.
Yeah,
I agree.
We don't need an extended exposition bit explaining stuff. It makes perfect sense.
I would like them to have a name as a group, though. I would like that.
Now that they have the fourth member, they kind of have to.
It's a real faction now. You got the lead guy, the mid-card guy, and the tag team.
Like I said a couple weeks ago, that it's got to get to the point where Seth's going to have to draw a line in the sand. And while he didn't exactly do that in this case, he found someone who this individual thought they needed Seth's guidance. Mm-hmm. Seth was there for him.
Yeah.
And apparently Buddy has joined up with him.
Yeah.
Now the thing is Buddy going to join up with is he going to sit under Seth's learning tree just so long as it takes to find a way to beat Aleister? Or gaining their assistance to beat Aleister? Or a mixture thereof? Is he going to stick around after that?
Is Aleister do you think, because here's what I think it should be. I think it should be, hey, I've got a fresh, clean slate with these guys. They're going to take me to the top. Aleister be damned. You can circle. The great thing about this, and this is what I hope they do, is that doesn't become that could be his like super motivation in the macro. Mm-hmm. But right now it should be getting back to understanding that I am.
He's got to rebuild himself.
He's got to rebuild himself. He's got to fulfill his own potential. And maybe if he is the mid-card guy, I know that Brock is like the head champion and the U.S. title is kind of the de facto top title, but it's still, it is still the mid-card title. Mm-hmm. If Ray comes back around with that business with Seth and Buddy ends up being the guy to take the U.S. title off him, Seth aims for the top title, and then you get back around to Aleister.
At the same time, though, it'd be pretty cool if you have on one side Kevin Owens, Samoa Joe, and Aleister Black. Mm-hmm. And Big Show, taking on AOP, Seth and Buddy.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That's pretty cool too.
Yeah,
if even they just play this short term, it's a way to get Buddy and Aleister up into the A story of the show, and that's cool.
Yeah, I'd like to see Aleister there too. That main event did crack me up because Owens and Samoa Joe pretty much took themselves out of it very quickly, and then the Big Show is just the Big Show versus 4 guys.
I know.
That was pretty funny.
I know.
Anyways, let's kick this thing off. Randy Orton versus AJ Styles was supposed to happen. Randy comes down. He calls out AJ, and they basically jaw about winning the Rumble.
Mm-hmm. AJ comes to the ring. He's like, all right. Says, my RKO is best RKO. People might say it's phenomenal. And maybe that's all I need to win Rumble. Mm-hmm. Out walks Drew McIntyre. Says AJ and Randy are in there having an RKO measuring contest.
That was good.
But my Claymore is bigger.
Yeah.
Also says he's going to win the Rumble. Says, hey, how about we're all here? He asked the crowd, do you want to see us just here argue? You want to see us fight?
He's bringing back the
survey.
The survey, yeah.
Yeah.
Survey
says another one
for Drew McIntyre.
So early on, AJ sent ringside. Also, the triple threat match. Everybody agreed, apparently. AJ sent ringside. The OC run out to try to help him. However, Carl Anderson ends up eating RKO. Luke Gallows eats a Claymore. We go to commercial. We come back. Drew's in the Trio Woe. Randy's trying to superplex AJ. And Drew does a thing where he does a sit-up. German suplexes Randy, which causes him to superplex AJ. It was pretty cool.
I love when they do that. They've done that before, right?
Yeah.
I love that stuff. Toby Michaels here in chat brings up a good point. Randy seems so over Drew McIntyre.
Oh, he threw the mic. It was the RKO measuring contest line that he threw the mic.
Yeah,
that was pretty funny.
That was good stuff.
Randy seems to be having a good time right now. Drew goes for a Claymore and Orton. Randy responds with drop kick, and then Drew pulls him out of the ring, tossing the barricade. AJ hits a forearm on Drew, and then Randy dumps Drew on the barricade. AJ drives him to the ring post. Randy clobbers him with ring steps. It seems like Drew is out of the match, out of it. Randy's back in the ring, or trying to get back in the ring. AJ hits him with the draping DDT, goes for a RKO. Orton evades that. AJ hits him with the Pele kick. Randy does turn the tables. Hits the Styles Clash and looked pretty good.
It did look pretty good, yeah. Only got a 2 count.
I know.
AJ buried his own finish.
Kind of. So Randy's priming for an RKO. Styles rolls him up. That gets him a 2 count. As soon as they both stand up, Randy hits the RKO. Drew's in. He Claymores Randy. Covers AJ to get the win.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Huge push in line for Drew McIntyre,
man.
Stuff,
man. That was great stuff.
It's great.
We'll get to the rest of Raw in a second here. But before we continue, here's a word from our sponsor, forhims.com. Larson, 66% of men, 66% of men start losing their hair by the age of 35. And once you start noticing your hair up there going bye-bye, it could be too late.
The best way to prevent more hair loss, do something about it while you still got some hair up there. It's time to grab the new year by the follicles Go to forhims.com, your one-stop shop for hair loss, skincare, and sexual wellness for men.
With forhims.com, you can be the best version of yourself with licensed doctors and FDA-approved products to help treat your hair loss. We're talking prescription solutions backed by science.
Science. Hims was created by a dude who knew that some men's health conversations are easier had online rather than in person. So with Hims, you don't have to stress about awkward in-person doctor visits. Those are no fun. Or long wait times at the pharmacy. Again, no fun. Forhims.com connects you with real doctors. All you got to do is answer a few questions. A doctor will review your responses, and if they determine it's right for you, can prescribe you medication to treat your hair loss. It's sent directly to your door. It's completely confidential and totally discreet.
Dive into 2020 hair first, people. Right now, our listeners can get started with their first month free. Go to forhims.com/GIR. That's forhims.com/GIR. Prescription requires an online consultation with a physician who will determine if a prescription is appropriate. Offer valid only if prescribed. 3-month minimum subscription. Additional restrictions apply. See website for full details and important safety information.
And remember, that's forhims.com/GIR.
So after that, we see the AOP backstage, and Seth walks in. He starts chatting up them about tonight's fist fight.
And what an opportunity it is.
Yeah.
Opportunity to demonstrate their power, that if you're not with them, you are, in Seth's words, against them.
Didn't he say something like we're gonna make our first case tonight or something like that? I don't know. It was a bit of foreshadowing there for the Buddy Murphy stuff. And then he sort of cocked his head back and just soaked in the moment as they dissolved.
Yeah.
To Ricochet versus Mojo Rawley.
Yeah.
Sort of knew how this was going to go, but there was a little bit of unpredictability a little bit later on with Mojo.
Yes.
Ricochet won this match.
Mojo goes for Alabama Slam. Ricochet gets out of it. Hits a recoil in the 630 for the win.
I still get Mojo just looks like a creator wrestler. Like he looks like basic creator wrestler.
He should get he should do is ditch the vest thing.
Yeah.
And just go in trunks, but get the cracked mirror thing tattooed on his chest.
Oh wow. You just go back to the hype, bro.
Zubaz.
Go back to the Zubaz.
Yeah, no.
Like, I know the party angle isn't like a really successful one. Like, you see that with No Way Jose. Adam Rose wasn't like as big as I think he should have been.
But what if he's the guy? So they're like the happy party guys.
Yeah.
What if he's the angry party guy?
Okay.
Because you go to parties and especially back in
it's been a while since I've been to a party.
Like our college days.
Yeah, okay.
You go to the parties. There's always that one guy there that's just looking to cause a little bit of trouble.
Why did somebody always try to step to Jeff every goddamn party?
Because he was always the largest guy at the party.
He was the biggest dude, and somebody would always try to step to him.
There's at least always one guy who always tries to start the problems at the party.
Gee whiz.
So that can be Mojo.
Yeah.
You get the party guy thing. Also, he's mad.
I hate that guy. Yeah, you want a real heel? That's a good point.
Imagine how much heat that guy would have.
That dude at the party.
The guy that has it in his mind that he wants to be one that ruins the party.
Yeah.
Because he's going to start some crap.
Why do they always do that?
I don't know, man.
It's always that one guy.
Always one dude.
Just like when I go to the movies, there's always that one guy who's got to like talk too loud or whatever. Man, irritating. Anyways,
I'm telling you, man, that's a good gimmick for Mojo.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Next, Street Profits promo. Apparently, they're
walking party foul.
Yeah, they're just back to talking backstage rather than wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Again, just more hyping up stuff on Raw. I was hoping they'd be past this by now. They're full-time members of the Raw roster. I was hoping once that happened, they would be more wrestlers and less.
Yeah, they're even trying to get like kind of meta with like the pop culture stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, I was looking at the Oscar nominations, and Montez says something like, "Oh, there's another pop culture reference." Yeah, this stuff is crap. It's bad. It's really bad. Like friggin' wrestle. What's their faces? Who do the Viking Raiders take on this week?
It was an open challenge.
Yeah,
I could scroll
down.
down.
Oh, it was the Singh brothers. Have them in a lengthy program with the Street Profits.
I know.
Man.
They had some good matches in NXT.
Yeah.
They had some really good matches in NXT.
Hey, man, got to give it to those Singh brothers. They take a licking, though, huh? Like
Man.
after Fandango destroyed what's-his-face on the apron.
They get lawn darted into each other.
They get lawn darted.
That was crazy.
That sucked. for them.
There's a high probability they could have knocked heads in both things.
No, I know.
Might even happen. I don't know. It's hard to tell.
Okay, so what do you make of this? Next up, we had Charlotte Flair versus Sarah Logan, right?
Yeah.
I like Sarah's thing now where she's like stalker hunter person.
Yeah.
She comes out and she like jumps off the stage and she's like, you can't see me.
She's like Skinner. Remember Skinner from WWF in the early 90s? He was like an alligator wrestler.
Okay, yeah, sure.
That was his
Yeah,
gimmick.
I could see that.
That's kind of what it is now.
Yeah. But man, is it just me or did her and Charlotte I don't presume to think they were shooting on each other. That's silly.
It looked like a little chippy.
It looked chippy as hell. Like it looked like they were, I don't know, trying to recreate. Did you see that gif after the Tessa started? The Tessa stuff happened. There's that gif of Deonna Purrazzo like slapping the crap out of her in the ring, and then it looked like they were kind of really going at it.
Oh, really?
But then kind of not. Yeah, but the initial slap. This looked kind of messy. And I think that's maybe a little bit of what it should have been.
Their thing last week looked messy too. Their brawl.
It looked messy, but this looked. I don't know. It was. I really think that they probably just got into the story of it. Yeah. But it was really effective. It worked really well.
It was. So both competitors get in the ring. Immediately, Charlotte drops Sarah with a boot. Tries for a figure eight. Sarah gets the ropes, escapes. Charlotte meets her ringside. They brawl for a bit. Both of them are so like wrapped up in brawling that they barely beat the 10 count. Charlotte, the finish saw Charlotte drive Sarah Logan's face and turn into the top turnbuckle, and then locks in the figure eight. Sarah taps pretty quick, like as Charlotte's like doing the bridge back.
Yeah.
Sarah Logan taps, and then Charlotte just throws her out of the ring after the match.
I do appreciate that they're giving Sarah Logan more of a thing, and she's on TV.
She's been elevated above main event of main event.
Yeah, I think it's good. It's good stuff. Her and Dana Brooke are on TV.
Yeah,
I like it.
Next, Samoa Joe and Kevin Owens backstage. Joe is trying to calm Kevin Owens down because apparently Kevin is worried about the rules of a fistfight match.
Apparently he's very he's sort of reflective of the internet. The internet was like, "What is a fistfight, anyways?"
And Joe said something along the lines of, "Both you and I know that when anybody gets in the fight with us, they're laying in a pool of their own sick."
Their own sick. That's great. So then Big Show comes in and he's like, "Hey man, I hear you really
well, Kevin, don't worry about the rules."
Yeah. He says, "Look at my fist." He put it right next to Kevin's head and he's like, "Whoa." He's like, "It's a 7X fist."
He wants to reintroduce his fist to Seth.
And nobody looks happier in that moment than Kevin Owens.
I know.
He looks like a very happy person in that moment. After that, I actually really liked this stuff too. I thought this was really good. So we get our Brock Lesnar, Paul Heyman promo.
Yeah.
They come down. Paul talks some crap about the crowd. The crowd, I thought the Kentucky crowd was really good. Really, really good.
They were really good.
I thought they were really good because they were really giving Paul the business. So they were chanting, "You suck." So him and Brock decide just to leave. Halfway up the ramp, he's like, "Stop saying that Brock sucks. He doesn't suck." They go back to the ring. Paul says he's got a spoiler streak going. Brock is going to win the Rumble. And he says, spoiler alert, only truth flows from my mouth. And of course, he's interrupted by the 24/7, 7-Eleven-48
European TV champion. Well, it's interesting.
I-95.
I don't know if
Kentucky.
If Heyman has framed his spoilers in the sense before of it being a streak. And of course, streaks are made to be broken.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So I don't know if it's a situation where he's like, not only is Brock going to win the Rumble, he's going to come in at one and beat everybody because no one is worthy, or if they're going to do the double swerve where it's like, oh yeah, there's a streak I got going now. By me talking about it, you're going to expect it to be broken. However, because you have the expectation, it's not going to be broken.
Yeah.
If any of that makes sense. But that's the first thing that popped in my head. Is like, oh, he's mentioning a spoiler streak.
Mm-hmm.
Well, streaks come to an end.
Hasn't one of his spoilers not come to pass?
I don't think so. I think anytime he's mentioned spoilers happen.
It was the Seth Mania one. I think he said that was a spoiler.
Did he say that was a spoiler? Maybe he did.
I think he did. Well, somebody mentioned that before.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, it's had one.
So R-Truth comes out and says, Paul, I'm glad you called me out because I'm about to... What did I write here? And Paul called him out because he's about to... I don't know what that means. Anyway, he says, Truth says Brock is the favorite to win the Rumble, but if John Cena taught him anything, his childhood hero, John Cena taught him anything, is to never give up.
No, here's the thing. He doesn't say Brock is the favorite to win the Rumble. He says he's the favorite to win the Rumble.
Yes.
He says, well, if my childhood hero John Cena taught me anything, it's never give up. So I'm officially declaring for the Rumble. And he says, and then he looks over and says, Paul Heyman, you're going to go over the top rope. I was dead. I did not see that coming.
It felt like Brock Lesnar didn't expect that either.
I know. Brock looked thoroughly tickled through this entire thing.
Yeah, he did.
He kept on going back to Paul and like laughing at him or laughing at the whole thing.
Yeah.
It was, I was dying laughing during this. And Paul, of course, says, I'm not in the Rumble. I think he calls him, at one point he calls him Bong Hit.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's like, I'm not, he said, it doesn't make any sense. You're not funny. None of these people like you. And he said, Brock is the one in the Rumble. And he's like, oh, Brock's in the Rumble? Well, then I am officially undeclaring for the Royal Rumble. And then he says, I got one question to you, Brock. What's up?
Yeah.
And he starts doing a little dance thing. Brock grabs him, or he clotheslines him, F5, looks at the 24/7 7-Eleven title.
He holds it up like he's considering maybe doing something about it.
Yeah.
Like, this isn't worth my time.
Yeah.
Drops it on Truth, picks the WWE title, grabs the mic and says, well, that's what's up.
Yeah. I thought that was cute as hell.
It was pretty good. We go to commercial, come back. Truth is being helped up the ramp to the back. Mojo drops him with a huge boot.
Yeah.
Huge boot. And pins him. He's new 24/7, 48/7, 7-Eleven. I-95, Lexington, Kentucky, European television champion. Hope I got all that.
I think you got all of it.
After that, we had a Lashley and Lana interview. Charlie asked him about the wedding. Lana starts getting upset. Lashley's like, Charlie, did you enjoy the wedding? And he apparently went to the truck and had some people show some stills. It's like, all this stuff, everything, the few things that you could say went right with it. And then you start to talk about everything that went wrong, blamed it all on Rusev.
Yeah.
And then Lana says they're going to Rusev crush.
Crush Rusev.
We're
going to get to the rest of this Raw review. But before we continue, here's a word from the sponsor of today's show, Untuck It. You ever wonder why traditional untucked button-down shirts look so long, baggy, and just bad? It's because they weren't designed to be worn that way.
Thankfully, Untuck It is here to change rules because they have the original button-down shirt actually meant to be worn untucked. No matter your size or shape, Untuck It shirts always fall at the perfect untucked length.
I can't tell you how many times I've gone shopping for a button-up shirt only to put it on and find shirts that are too long or too loose when they're untucked. But with Untuck It, I found a button-up shirt that fits great and looks great.
It really does. I mean, this is the shoot. It looks great on you.
Yeah, man. No,
your Untuck It shirt looks
totally
awesome
does.
on you. It fits you perfectly.
I love it. Untuck It offers over 50 fit combinations, so their shirts are sure to look and feel great on tall, short, slim, athletic, or hoss-sized guys.
And just don't take our word for it. Try Untuck It for yourself. Visit untuckit.com and use code RAW for 20% off at checkout. They even offer free shipping and free returns on all orders in the U.S.
That's untuckit.com. And promo code RAW for 20% off. Thanks to Untuck It for sponsoring today's show. And you're really helping out Going In Raw by going to untuckit.com and using code RAW. You can't wear black wrestling t-shirts all the time.
You should wear that Untuck It shirt more. It really does. It fits you really well.
No, I know.
It looks
does.
really good on you.
I can't find mine right now. I think it's in like one of my laundry
You
baskets.
need to write that immediately.
You're right about that, buddy boy.
It looks solid.
Anyways,
untuckit.com, code RAW.
So then we had Lashley versus the return of the Bulgarian brute, Rusev. And it was actually a pretty fun match until Liv Morgan came down and had an extensive back and forth with Lana.
Yeah.
And I don't know if there was no action happening in the ring, if the guys stopped and were just paying attention, and then Lashley hit the spear out of nowhere.
Yeah, that's what happened. Because they showed
That's
a
what
replay afterwards
happened?
where Rusev was like distracted.
Okay, all right. Because as soon as their little back and forth wrapped up, it just cuts back to the ring, whereas Rusev had the upper hand prior to all this.
Yeah.
Lashley got the spear on him and the win. And I was like, man, there was no setup for that.
Yeah,
right there.
because right before that, Lashley goes for a Dominator. Rusev escapes. Bobby charges towards him. Rusev moves. Lashley runs in the ring post. And then Rusev misses a Machka kick. Lashley hits him a German suplex, but Rusev no-sells that completely. Then he hits a Machka kick.
Yeah, that no-sell was great.
It was
that
great.
was really cool.
Sets up for an accolade, and Lana gets up on the apron. And so she's distracting Rusev and the ref. Oh, Lashley chop blocks Rusev, and then they clothesline each other, and they're both down.
Yeah.
And that's when Liv comes out. So it was kind of a bit of a stalemate when Liv marched down to the ring.
I did kind of like this. Lashley and Lana had an interview right afterwards, and Lana was like, Liv is a huge problem for us. And then she issued a mixed match challenge. Bob Lashley was not too happy about that.
No, he was not happy.
He was like, dude, I just took care of him. So immediately marital woes are coming into effect. It was actually they've got a decent chemistry.
They do.
Two. After all this, they've got a decent chemistry.
They do.
So yeah, that happened. I like that they're putting it in the ring. Lana's not going overboard with stuff. I like all the players involved, and then a little bit later, we'll just skip this real quick and go back to it.
Yeah.
A little bit later, Rusev and Liv Morgan had their response, and they accepted, obviously. And Liv was a pretty decent little promo for her.
Yeah.
She said, I'm the living embodiment of your karma.
Yeah.
And karma is not just something, but it's also obviously a bitch.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought it was really, really well delivered.
Yeah,
I kind of like it.
It was pretty good.
Yeah.
Viking Raiders versus Singh Brothers. Viking Raiders come out, advance this match, open challenge.
Their promo's kind of crap.
Yeah. The Singh Brothers come in the ring, hands in a row, meet them at the ringside. They lawn dart the Singh Brothers into each other, and then they win the Viking experience. It wasn't really much of a match.
Yeah. I think with the Viking Raiders, that they just need to fast forward to where they're just a couple of badass dudes. I'm telling you, man, there's an empty spot for like the APA, like another APA. Just like big dudes who just like
It's kind of AOP, though, dude.
Nah, the APA, they were like fun guys.
They didn't start out that way, though.
No,
They were
I
the
know.
Acolytes
I
first.
know.
I'm saying AOP could be in the Acolyte phase of that.
Yeah,
they can
that's
bust out to
possible.
be fun guys.
But if they're going to be all like religious and stuff with Seth,
Well,
passing out literature
But you know
to
what
the Raw
happens
locker
sometimes
room.
if you grow up in a situation that's super religious and you finally get out of that, what do? You swing to the other extreme.
Go to the other way. Yeah.
Gambling, drinking, that kind of stuff.
Vices.
Yes, vices. So just give it time.
If I was a cop, I'd want to work Vice Squad. Seems like you get to bust all the people who are just trying to have fun. Right? Isn't Vice just like prostitution and stuff?
Drugs
and prostitution?
It may cast a bit of a wider net than that.
Really? Like what else?
It might.
Like street racing? Even that sounds really cool. It's like all the fun stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
It's like, hey, stop having fun. Get to know all the interesting people, man.
Breaking laws. Next, the Becky Asuka contract signing for their match at the Rumble. I like this a lot. So Becky comes out first. King asks her, hey, is there anything you want to say before Asuka gets here? And it's like she tries to talk. She can't. She's still kind of second-guessing herself whether
a mess, man.
she should be doing this.
She's like, my husband's turned into, or my boyfriend's turned into a cult leader. Fiance's turned into a cult leader.
I've really wanted this match, and now in hindsight, I've never beat Asuka. Maybe I should be asking for it. Maybe I should just be happy with the everything that my success has given me, rather than challenging myself.
Well, let's keep it real. She's the cover star for one of the worst wrestling video games ever. So
Yeah.
maybe she's still out of sorts about that.
So Asuka comes out. She just starts screaming at her in Japanese on the stage. It's awesome.
Brilliant.
They come down the ring. Kyrie's there. She's got her parasol, and she's like
poking Becky with it.
Becky with it. Becky takes it from her, tosses it out of the ring. Kyrie goes out of the ring. Asuka just signs the contract and just sits there like she is the boss.
The absolute king, man.
It's great.
She is so good. It's everything.
It's so good. So Becky grabs the pen, takes a beat, seems hesitant at first, signs the contract, and says, Asuka, you know what? The best one to win. Missed.
God, missed right in the face.
So Asuka, of course, she's
man.
loving it. Becky rolls out of the ring screaming.
Yeah.
Trainers are down there trying to get water in her eyes, flush it out, and she just like pushes them off, says, give me the mic, give me the mic. And she had a really good promo.
Yeah.
And Becky's like, maybe all this success I've had is maybe too content. And I haven't been able to find the anger in me to muster up the hunger that Asuka has.
Mm-hmm.
And in the conclusion, she says, Asuka, this match at the Rumble is happening, and if I can't beat you like I haven't been able to before, and I'm going down, I'm going to take you down I'm going down swinging.
Yeah.
And you're coming with me.
I thought the entire segment was killer.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was really good.
Mm-hmm.
Asuka's just so great, man. After that, we had a Ray and Andrade recap. We're getting a U.S. title ladder match next week. That's going to be amazing. And then we had Andrade and a Zelina Vega interview. I'll have to go back and watch this because I left the room for a second.
Oh, okay.
Dad was over at the house watching the football game, so
Didn't turn out to be much of a game in the end, huh?
No, not by the end of the third quarter.
Yeah. So Zelina, she calls Ray a disgrace. Said he's a horrible role model for his son Dominic because he came in, attacked Andrade, stole the U.S. title. They had to call the authorities to get the belt back for Andrade because he had it back. And then Andrade said he was disgusted to call Ray a Latino.
Ouch. I did see this bit here. Rey Mysterio shows up and he says, "I am not a criminal." He's like, "Yeah, I love the idea of the ladder match, and I'm willing to sacrifice years off his career that this match could take." Even though
2
he
weeks
just
ago,
said he
2 weeks
has
ago, Ray's like,
days.
"I have days, not years left in career." So I guess he's pretty much going to retire after this match. Is what he's saying.
Yeah. After that, we had a recap of Aleister Black versus Buddy Murphy and their matches, and then we had that match. And man, it was
great again.
It was great again. There was, I guess, a ref botch at the end.
I don't know, because if it was, commentary did a great job because they cut to the angle of because there's like kind of like a phantom kick out, it looked like, of the not his shoulders but his leg.
Yeah.
And right before the ref's like, no, he did kind of do like a weak little kick with his legs.
He did, yeah.
And maybe it was just enough. The ref thinks, oh, he got his shoulder up just a little bit.
Well, see, either way, I thought it played really well into the story,
It does,
even if
totally.
it was a botch. But yeah, the refs, from what we understand, and this is why the end of Mania was kind of a mess, because the refs are told to call this to call the matches as a shoot. So like, if somebody has a shoulder up, they're not supposed to count it, even if it's supposed to be the planned finish of the match.
Yes.
That's what they did here. They went back and they redid the Black Mass. But when the ref goes down, he counts 2. And yeah, Buddy starts moving his leg. And so the ref was probably looking for it.
Well, did he stop the count? He slid his hand under
And he
the shoulder.
slid his hand under the shoulder.
That
So
seems awfully specific for a botch.
the thing that I liked about it, that I thought they were going to go in the story mode was, yeah, he couldn't get the job done, but he did. He got like the smallest sliver of hope because he was able to just barely kick, or he's able to barely get his shoulder up for a Black Mass, which nobody's done. And then it took him a second one. And I thought he was going to find solace, or at least, okay, I'm starting to figure this out from that. So I thought it was a cool story beat. If it was simply a botch, what are you going to do, you know?
Yeah, the fact that he
Sometimes happy accidents happen in movies too.
Yeah, no. He slid his hand under the shoulder makes me feel like that was the intent.
Yeah.
And maybe the botch wasn't so much the ref not counting the pinfall. Maybe Buddy was supposed to get that shoulder up a little bit more so it translated more on TV.
Either way, I mean, if the ref was able to do that, he's indicating to the two performers in the ring, hey, I'm supposed to call this as a shoot, and there was some room here. You need to, I don't want to be, sitting here with the camera on me, and I'm calling this where your shoulder's up. So, no, I thought it was just a really terrific match. And then Buddy goes to the ringside and just sort of sits
Sulks.
there, and he sulks.
He sulks.
And he's looking
Pouts and
inside,
sulks.
yeah. But he's not like being all violent about it. He's just really sad.
Yeah, he's just sitting in the ringside sulking, contemplating.
After that, we had Eric Rowan versus poor bastard Jobber. Man, what was he did the it wasn't a power? Was it like he murdered this guy like on the outside first, didn't he?
Not really, no.
He throws him out of the. Yeah, that's what it was.
He tossed him out of the ring
He
immediately.
tossed him out of the ring, and the guy he didn't. That's what it was. He tossed him out of the ring. The guy didn't grab the rope like most of the time they do. Like sometimes, they'll brace themselves with the rope. It was like the Trent Tope out of the ring.
Yeah.
He just went out of the ring and landed flat on his back.
Yeah.
Oh, that looked bad.
And he tried to pull the Jobber over to the critter cage. Jobber wanted nothing to do with it, so Eric goes over there, puts his hand there like to pull the whatever's in there out. And whatever's in there bit him because he takes his hand out and opens it up and it's all bloody.
Yeah.
And he starts saying, bad, you're bad.
Yeah.
Gets back in the ring, destroys the Jobber while saying he's bad. It gives him an iron claw with his bloody hand for the win. And before the match really kicked in, Charlie goes down to try to interview Buddy Murphy. And she's asked him a couple of questions. He just like,
Please, Charlie, not now.
yeah,
Piss off, Ghost.
yeah, pretty much. And then we see Seth and AOP walking backstage. Seth is doing evil mastermind hand poses like this.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the main event, which was a lot of fun. So Big Show's out first. He's immediately jumped. Jumped by Seth and AOP, and then Owens and Joe run down with kendo sticks. AOP and Owens and Joe, they take the fight up to the ramp in the stage area. So AOP is double teaming Joe, and that's when Kevin Owens runs up the half pipe and does like a senton off it.
Oh man,
it was amazing.
That was great.
It was amazing.
Great.
And then Joe puts Akam on a table and goes up on the stage, hits a senton off that. It was great.
Yeah.
But yeah, they effectively took themselves out of the match. So you got Seth in there with Big Show, and Seth is sitting ringside. And he goes to Buddy and it's like, "Help me."
Yeah.
Help me.
Yeah. But it feels like true desperation because Big Show's laying people out.
Yeah.
So he goes over there. He's like, "Help me."
Yeah.
Oh, it was so well done.
It was great. So Show is setting up for a knockout punch. Buddy comes in, low blows him, and then Buddy and Seth toss him through a table. AOP, they're beating up Joe on the announce table. He's laid down on it. They pick up Owens. He pretty much hit a double team spine buster of Owens onto Joe, sending them both through the announce table. Back in the ring, Seth's going for a stomp. Show gets out of the way. Show tosses Buddy out of the ring. AOP are back in. They hit a double powerbomb on Big Show. Seth follows with a stomp. Ref rings for the bell. Seth and AOP win. And then after the match, it's when Seth, he hugs AOP. He turns to Buddy, just extends his arms.
Yeah.
That's all it takes.
Yeah.
And Buddy gives him a little smirk and hugs him back.
Oh man,
it was really good.
It was really well done. So yeah, fun episode of Raw. Before we get into our questions, I want to bring this up real quick just to illustrate how great the Friendo community is. So over on the Facebook Friendoverse group, the page, it's a private group. You can apply to be in it. I think they have there's a membership application or something. Just some questions you have to answer. This is a Mikey Omega's thing. It's great. So anyways, every year they do a Secret Santa over there. And this year, unfortunately, one of the friendos did not live up to the credo, just be cool, because apparently they stiffed one of the friendos a Secret Santa gift. It was the person who got stiffed was Lindsay Desautels. And the entire Friendoverse community got together. And number one, Kim over there from the Friendoverse, one of the mods there, sort of brought it up to me, and I was like, "Look, I will go ahead and send out. I'm going to make a little care package for Lindsay, but then the rest of the Friendoverse over there is. I don't know how much Lindsay knows about this, but they're getting something really special together.
That's pretty
and
cool.
They're all putting in on this. So just remember, Friendos take care of Friendos.
Yep.
And shout out to Lindsay. You're going to be taken care of.
Yep.
So that was awesome. Really cool stuff going on in the Friendo community. Friendo Club's the best, man.
It is best.
It's the absolute
Too
best.
good, me brother.
Too good, me brother. Anyways, let's get these questions.
Yeah. Tom talks rubbish. Seth versus Buddy in the future. Yes, please.
Yeah, it'd be great. It'd be great.
Poke when Larson golden shovels you immediately. It's not a bad name. It's just
it's too long.
It's just too long. It's just too long for a shirt. You got to think
Yeah.
of it in terms of what it's going to look like on a shirt. It's just too much.
Yeah, if he golden shovels you immediately, it means he likes you.
Yeah. Yeah.
He feels comfortable enough with you to do that.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'll save you there. Let's see here. James Rodriguez. Will Drew hold a world title at any point in 2020?
Yeah.
Yes? Really?
Yeah, man. The way they're building them, I think so. I think that's the intent. That's the goal. Mario Cisneros said, it's a perfect way to elevate Buddy. Could you see a potential face turn on Seth in the future? Yeah. Mario again, or AOP is tag champs. Buddy is U.S. champ. Seth is WWE champ. Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
Could happen.
That's
and
how
then-
it should happen.
And then eventually,
That's how it should be.
Buddy or Seth turns on Buddy because maybe Buddy's like, I got what I wanted out of this. A win over Alistair.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Yeah.
Mario continues, or have both my super chats happen. Buddy face turn as Seth goes for the title. Oh, the possibilities. Yeah, there's tons of possibilities.
Lots of possibilities there. Quote the Raven, has Liv's reboot failed? This new character hasn't lived up to the hype. With Sarah losing to Charlotte and Liv getting blah, should Riot Squad reunion? No.
The
Riot Squad did nothing.
Never did anything.
They were doing nothing. And at least Sarah Logan, look, I mean, this is like, what, the second week Liv Morgan's been around? Number one, in terms of hype, I wasn't all that hyped up based on her being in the bathroom, taking baths, and looking in the mirror. I didn't know what to expect. I just didn't know. I didn't have any expectations.
Yes.
Because I didn't know what to expect.
Agreed.
So she's in a high-profile story. She's going to have a match next week. I think it's too early to say whether her reboot has failed or succeeded or anything.
It's too soon. It's much too soon.
Nikyle, we are now 10 episodes into Rowan and his mystery pet. Wow.
It's been that long, huh?
Man. Yeah, it's not
Wow.
surprising. Time goes by fast. Jake Mountford, who will join Lesnar as the second entry in the Rumble?
Wait, what?
Who's going to be...
Oh, the second person
who's
in the
gonna
ring
be
with
the
him?
second person, yeah.
Mojo.
Oh, wow. And then Brock will look at the title again and be like, maybe next time.
Yeah. Well, I got plenty of time. He's probably what he's thinking.
Adrian C. Who knew Chill Drew is the Drew he needed all along?
Oh, man, he's great.
Yeah, he's great. Talking to the fans and whatnot. Let's see here. Dog authority figure. What will be the first main roster title to change hands in 2020? Who wins it? And which of the current WWE main roster champions will hold their title the longest? So I think we can assume that the Fiend is going to lose his title, maybe at Mania to Roman.
I would expect Brock would probably lose his title at Mania 2.
I'm kind of doubtful on that one.
Well, I guess it depends. If it's Kane, no. But if it's somebody else, maybe.
What was I thought didn't we just hear something about Brock and Mania?
Well, we heard something about Tyson Fury.
Not that. I don't know. Maybe I dreamt it. I've been having a lot of very lucid dreams lately.
Seems like it.
I told you this. I haven't told them. I had a dream that Adam Cole was in Star Wars,
And it was underwhelming. That's the
and it was
surprising part.
oddly underwhelming because it was just Adam Cole, and if you're just a regular dude in Star Wars and you're not savvy to the universe, you don't have a blaster or a freaking lightsaber, you can't really do a lot.
Mm-mm.
You know.
If you're not a Jedi or don't have a weapon.
So he was kind of
You're not doing
underpowered.
much.
He was kind of underpowered. Oh, this is good. Wolfpack for life.
We need to answer this question though.
First. Well, you keep going, and I'll do this one. Could we see Dominic Rey's son, not Walter or Dominic Dijakovic, in the Rumble in a hopeless attempt at revenge against Brock?
That'd be pretty funny.
What if all three of those guys were in the ring at the same time?
Yeah.
That'd be amazing. Anyways, what are we going back to?
The main roster title that will change hands in 2020. I mean,
Ray's going to get it next week against Andrade.
No, that's entirely possible.
That's possible.
And then also, I feel like the SmackDown tag team titles can change hands unexpectedly. Because New Day have them now.
Yeah. Why'd you expect that to happen? What's going on at SmackDown right now?
They're in a program with Miz and Morrison right now.
Oh yeah, that could happen. That could totally happen.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be into that.
Logan Finsterbush just listened to Kane's Broken Skull Sessions episode. It made me think, when will him and Undertaker be inducted into the Hall of Fame, and who should induct each of them? They should induct each other.
They got to retire first. And Kane, I think I had a prediction last year that Kane was going to be retired or something like that. He's not. Oh, I think we did a list. People that we don't expect to. He still seems like he's cool to wrestle. He enjoys it.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Andrew Jocelyn. So Aleister Black and Buddy Murphy had a fantastic match yet again. Now that Aleister finally discovered the whiteboard, does he not realize there are other performers on the roster? That's a good point. He found the whiteboard. It's just he thinks that, I've got to wrestle the same person every week. No, you can put somebody else's name on there.
Yeah, I know.
How? I don't have the marker.
I'll have to start bringing my own.
He he did. He brought his own, but it wasn't the dry erase. It was permanent.
The Sharpie.
And so it's just the same every week.
Buddy again. James Rodriguez, will be the second time that Buddy gets a main event push simply by being in the right place at the right time. Will it last longer than it did while he was on SmackDown? No, I feel like the first time was just kind of serendipitous. This may not have been the long-term plans, but they found a way to work it into the current plans, and it worked out for his benefit. And yes, I think it will last longer in SmackDown because I think he and Seth are going to be in cahoots for a while.
I don't think so in kayfabe this time he was in the right place at the right time, but that wasn't an accident. He knocked on Aleister Black's door as part of the story. Mm-hmm. The first time, apparently, it was just simply on accident.
Yeah, it was simply on accident.
Which is still hilarious. Let's Let's see here.
Glorious Broken Sound Wave. Hey, Stephen Larson. If Drew McIntyre does not win the Royal Rumble, would you like to see him in the UK and take out Walter for the UK title, then come back to the main roster and defeat whoever the champion is?
I don't want Drew in the UK.
But I feel like him versus Walter would be awesome.
Yeah, that'd be a great match. But here's the thing. Who wins that match?
I mean, if Drew's going there and it's going to be a long-term thing, then Drew would have to win.
Yeah, I'm not into it. Not into it.
You want Walter to win every time?
Yeah.
Kind of.
I want him to chop Drew in the back, then powerbomb a couple times. And remember that time?
Choke him out.
He came off the ropes and just sat on Joe's chest. That was amazing.
Yeah, Walter's pretty awesome.
Walter's great. Oh, man. Let's see here. Another glorious Broken Soundwave question. With DX and now NWO going to the Hall of Fame, what are the other factions WWE should honor? That's what they should do. They should put the Nation of Domination in, and that's how they get Owen in. You know.
Right to censor.
That's always your question when it comes to factions. The triple threat. Bring Shane Douglas
that'd be
back.
Interesting.
Bam Bam Bigelow and.
Well, Bam Bam Bigelow passed away.
Well, so, yeah, they can honor a dead person.
Oh, but you said bring him back, so I was.
Bring his name and legacy back.
There you go. Bam Bam's not in.
Did I realize in that moment that he was dead? Maybe I didn't realize in that moment he was dead.
Well, there's there's two iterations of the triple threat, weren't there?
I think there was a bunch of people. It was like, Candido.
Yeah, Candido was in the original version. Yeah.
Yeah.
That wasn't Lance Storm. No, that was the Impact Players.
The Impact Players.
Lance Storm. I always get that confused.
Couldn't do that name now unless you're an Impact.
Yeah. Tom Talks Rubbish has NXT replaced what legends were in the Royal Rumble. No, I think the NXT now that it's kind of.
There's no more legends.
Yeah.
There's no more. There's nobody left that can come back. Like, what legend can come back that isn't signed right now?
Sid.
I mean, they could get kind of like Spike Dudley could come back.
Yeah,
you
I guess
know,
so.
or
Sid.
Sid. Yeah, Sid could come back maybe. You really want that to happen? I'd mark out if Sid came back.
Hell yeah, man.
Who's the dude who's hanging out with Rikishi and Brian Christopher? Scotty Too Hottie.
Oh yeah.
He's still in good shape.
He trained at the PC for a while.
Oh yeah.
He's one of the trainers there.
There you go.
He's a firefighter now too.
He's a firefighter. I knew that.
Dom L says Riot Squad for Hall of Fame.
No, man. I'm sorry. They didn't do anything. They're just glorified jobbers.
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much.
Anyways,
we're going to have lunch and then come back with an overrun.
That's right.
So I want to say thanks to all the friendos out there. And, till next time, we will talk to you later.
Yep. Goodbye.